Hi and welcome to this month's vlog from the Brand and Content Strategy Hive. I'm Darren Coleman, I'm the Brand and Content Strategy Hive expert. And for this month's vlog, I'm delighted to be joined by Zsofia Raffa. Zsofia is the European, Middle East and Asia Pac Regional Demand Generation Manager at Kodak Alaris. Hello, Zsofia.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Darren. Thank you very much for the invitation for this vlog.
No, my pleasure. So today we're going to talk about the importance of emotion in B2B and with a focus on content. So I'd like to start by just really understanding what is emotion. It's a term that we talk about, but what is it in simple terms?
So emotions is like a complex state of feeling that results some psychological or physiological changes with the human's behavior. This is somehow, a kind of definition what we can say for that. But nevertheless, as we know, there are positive and negative emotions. So positive emotions such as happiness, joy, love, and negative emotions such as anger, envy, greed, and sometimes unforgiveness can be also like this. For me, especially during my whole work at marketing, the most important things are love or fear. In my mind, these are the most important things what we can express during our content generation. And these are the most powerful emotions which can generate some behavior changes.
Got you. So emotions are psychological and physiological.
Yeah, can be both of them. And especially during our job at marketing, I think with the help of these emotions, we can generate some buying intent and also some decision making at the end of the day. Of course, depends on the certain project or what we want to sell.
Okay, great. So I'm going to ask you a really unfair question. How does propolis make you feel?
Yeah, propolis makes me feel like being in a community whenever I can just simply ask questions in terms of some real campaign management things, as well as some generic marketing questions, as well as a platform wherever I can. Yeah, hopefully I can also give some added value for the whole community with the help of my experience and with the help of my certain ideas.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, hopefully you feel very welcome and we're delighted to have you on board. So that's great. So let's move to the next question then. Why is emotion important in B2B branding?
Yeah, I would say that a simple answer is that in my mind, that's the unique selling point that can make our brand differentiate from the different other ones. Because if you think about that, during the Middle Ages, a person have received almost in their whole life as many impressions as what we receive within a week. So no wonder that our life is full of everything and it's really hard to concentrate. But I do believe is that once we can express some emotions, then that's a unique selling point, how we can express the very best things of our brand and what we can give as added value for the users and customers. And if you think about that, according to some studies, in our life per day, we can get like 1,300 different brand impressions. It's like a lot. Because just think about that. For example, you go into a restaurant, you sit at your table, you get the menu, and it's written over there, okay, what is the name of the restaurant? Then you order a little coffee, it's written already on the cup, the name of the brand. And once you open the menu, then you are going to see so many different brands for the wine. And then these are already a huge amount of information, what we should process somehow. But also, if you think about that, at the early morning, you go to your fridge, you open it, and then what do you see? A huge amount of products and different brands, different labels. So which one shall you use? That's a normal, that's our daily life. And if you go a little bit down, and then if you say that, okay, what is going to happen at B2B advertising? So not only our average daily life, but in our business life. So in one of my blogs, I already mentioned the Gartner B2B buying journey. And whenever you check this whole buying journey, it's crazy. So all what you're gonna see there, different buying stages, so many different types of content. And nowadays, it's not like before, like there's a decision maker and he or she goes to the web, does searches, and then, well, all of a sudden there is a nice product. Okay, let's buy it. No. Nowadays, there are so many options. And if we do not give a certain emotion behind the brand and how we are working, then most of the time, the one and only decision-making point is going to be the price. And that's why I say that we should try to be more special and more emotionalized.
Yeah, you make a really interesting point there in terms of emotions being a powerful lever to help organizations distinguish their brands from competitors in the marketplace. Are there any particular brands that you think, B2B brands, that do a particularly good job of generating an emotional response? You know, obviously you're going to say Kodak Alaris, but are there any others
Yes.
that you would say? Well, you can talk about Kodak Alaris if you want. It's up to you.
Yeah, of course. During my whole work, I'm also trying to figure out how we can do some emotionalizing, and I'm so grateful that I can work with such talented colleagues who are also at the same point. So we are trying not only to generate some nice white papers or infographics, so this, so to say, nice old-fashioned things, but also trying to generate some videos and some really targeted content, because as I mentioned, we are receiving a huge amount of information per day. But I do believe is that nowadays the users, they want to get really the message, what makes their life easier and better. And I do believe is that, for example, that some of my colleagues are really talented generating videos. I think that videos are really great tools how to show easily for the user what is happening, what is your problem, and what is the solution for that. So with the help of, and I would say that not these longer videos, but shorter things are getting more and more popular. So if you think about from the B2C environment, also Instagram, one of their most powerful thing is the reels. So what is a reel? It's like some seconds image video, like pam, 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 and then you already get the whole point. You get the information, and then you can go to the next stage. So that's what, for example, makes us differentiate from certain other brands. And also, if you check our social media accounts, so not only the global, but also what I'm handling, the German account, then many times you are going to see a lot of pictures from people, because many times it's like, yeah, there is a nice product, but yeah, competitors, they can also do something similar. But whenever you show the people behind the service, what we can give, and all the additional values what comes with our products, then I think that's one of the very best things what we can show.
Yeah. So there's a lot, you're saying a lot there. So firstly, emotion simplifies complexity when it comes to choice. And secondly, it's kind of cliched expression, but humanizing the brand so we can relate
Exactly.
to what you're doing in more human and tangible terms. In terms of bringing the brand to life in a human way, and does that apply to showcasing people from Kodak Alaris, like the brains behind the ideas, or does it include personifying customers using your products and experiences in relevant contexts, or is it both? Is it a combination of the two, or is it one or the other?
Yeah, definitely. I do believe is that on one hand, as a marketer, one of my most important point is how to make our sales team shining. Because once if they are able to express not only in written forms, but also, for example, on a video or during a presentation, the value what we can add, I think that's the very best. So that's why I'm also doing time to time some social selling trainings whenever we are trying to figure out how we can reach out at the very best way our users and our customers, and also mm, trying to gain the opportunity to start a conversation, because many people still think that, oh yeah, once I send out an email and they do not respond, oh, what happens? Nothing, because it can happen that maybe this person is on holiday, or maybe they have read it but didn't reply. It can mean so many things. So that's why I would say that social selling is also quite an important part of my job. And on the other hand, doing humanization, and also just to showcase, for example, with partners, how our products are working. And whenever they express and they say, why do they like or love even work with us. I think that's one of the most powerful things. So just an example, we have done also a couple of months ago, a really interesting campaign whenever our partners were talking about our products. And why is it important? Because normally partners are working not only with one, but with several other partners together. So it's really important that they say, I do love working with Kodak Alaris because of this and this and that. So these are already also unique selling point, and most probably it gives a way more confident for the customer why they should choose our product instead of a competitor's product.
Yeah, so the brand, because it's emotional, acts as a lever to distinguish Kodak Alaris from your competitors, and adding that human touch, yeah, takes the edge off the product-centric focus that a lot of tech brands actually use. So we've looked at what is emotion in terms of its psychological and physiological, and why emotion is important in B2B, simplifies complexity, and it helps distinguish your brands from others in the marketplace. The third and final point that I'd like to touch on is, how can brands add more emotion to their content? What's your sort of practical advice? Because there's people out there probably thinking, yeah, this sounds great, but where do I start and how do I do it? So what's your advice?
So first of all, may I ask you that, what do you think about my background?
Well, I was going to finish with your background to save the best for last, to be honest with you, because it's so beautiful the way you are. But yeah, it's great. Just to give everyone the inside track, I actually asked Zsofia whether it was a fake background, but
Yeah.
no, it's real. So yeah, it's not a fake background with some recording of birds chirping or something like that. It's actually it's real. So yeah, I was going to finish with that, but yeah, I think it looks great. You're putting me to shame with my brick wall.
Yeah, Darren, I'm so happy to hear this, because actually, yeah, that was my intention at the whole time, at the whole morning, just to make this whole background a little bit nicer, and how to and where to put the table and everything. Because I do believe is that the purpose of this whole video is just to show how emotions are working. And once, whenever you logged in, you were also like, wow, what? That's exactly what I want to reach. And that's exactly what I also want to get from my customers and our users worldwide, that whenever they see something from us, they say, what is it? I like it. I don't know what is it, but I like it. So that's the very first touch point, what we can reach with the users. And once, whenever we caught their attention, then we can move forward. And then, of course, we can do all these fantastic white papers and everything. But I think one of the most important thing is, for example, just showing beautiful things, something what makes people happy, relaxed. Yeah, because for me, love and these all positive emotions are not only in business life, but also in private life, the most important. So I would suggest to use different colors, and yeah, try to go out from the comfort zone. Because whenever they say, okay, that's a nice product, take it or leave it, everyone can say that. But whenever you start, for example, a video like this, whenever you use bright colors, so for example, this is our brand color somewhere here, then the user can recognize it, and then they can remember for a long time. And that's what we basically want to reach out with all the content and all the content generation. Of course, first of all, the buying attention. But on my point of view, from marketing perspective, for me, one of the most important things is just to be always at the top of their minds.
Yeah. And connecting at a consistent emotional level, so age recall. Well, I'd love to keep chatting to you, but I think we need to draw the chat to a close there. So I've been joined by Zsofia Raffa. Zsofia is the EMEA Regional Demand Generation Manager at Kodak Alaris, and we've been talking about emotion and why it's important in B2B with a focus on B2B content generation. Thank you, Zsofia, and thank you for taking the time to create such a wonderful, or be in such a wonderful place. It'll definitely stay in my memory. It's much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Darren, and wish you a fantastic day. Ciao, Propolis.